Welcome to the Conversation Colons podcast. I'm your host, Damien, my co-host, Jared.
Hello.
And Jared, why don't you take us into the your brewski of the week as it's
Well,
becoming?
my brewski is Smirnoff Ice Red, White, and Berry in theme of Memorial Day just happened here. Uh, as you saw me sipping on it as soon as we started,
Yep,
I
I
was a little
got
thirsty.
Coke Vanilla, you know?
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah. One of these days I'll remember to get alcohol. Don't worry. It's
One of these days.
been a week.
Yeah, it's been a few.
Yeah. So let's get into it. Been actually a pretty busy week for like game news. I'd like to go over E3 first. Next week I think we'll do like our predictions because next week's podcast is like literally the day before it starts kicking off. Um,
Yeah.
so E3 starts next week. June 12th is Ubisoft and Gearbox. Obviously, Gearbox being the publisher of Borderlands, stuff like that. And then Microsoft and Bethesda, which are now in the same press conference, is June 13th. So that is a Sunday. That'll be 10 a.m. Pacific time. I will be at work, but I'll probably still watch it. Or I'll listen to it. June 15th is Nintendo's, and those are like the three main ones. Sony doesn't have one this year, as they don't probably really have much to show off. But quick thoughts. Ubisoft, like every year I watch this fucking thing, and I think last year, Jared, you watched it with me. I'm just praying for a Splinter Cell announcement. Just give me
Oh yeah.
Splinter Cell. That's all I care about. But you know, for the past 5 years that I've watched their fucking press conferences, waiting for it, it hasn't happened. So
No, I know.
yeah, that's fun. Uh, Gearbox, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Microsoft Bethesda. So we'll see. I'm sure we'll see Starfield, its first gameplay reveal / a trailer. Whatever. Maybe Wolfenstein 3 or whatever they're gonna come out with. Maybe Dishonored 3. I don't know what Arcane's doing right now. But obviously Halo. Like we haven't seen Halo in we haven't seen Halo in 7-8 months. Like when that gameplay dropped.
Yeah.
That
That's
was
true.
Gamescom in August of last year. So or October. Yeah, one of those months. But yeah, so we're gonna see Halo, new, revamped, better graphics apparently, better animation. So
Oh,
we'll see. We're waiting a year for this game again. Like we were supposed to have this game in our hands already,
I know.
and here we
I'm
are.
okay with it. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I mean, hey, delay the game. If it's better, it's better. Okay. Speaking of
Yeah.
delays, officially it got announced that God of War Ragnarok has been delayed till next year.
Ooh.
Now,
Ah.
it's kind of been, it's been very silent from that company, from Santa Monica. And I kind of, I think I talked about it on the podcast. I just expected it to happen eventually. Because Sony hasn't talked about it really at all. You would think we would have gotten a trailer by now. They usually like to release those games in May. But here we are. And 2022. I hope it's early 2022. But so Sony, all they really got is Horizon Zero Dawn, which looks fantastic, which we talked about last week. Looks great. I'm gonna play it. But yeah, my good old PS5 I haven't touched in 2.5 weeks. So
Yeah. Well, nothing wrong with that.
yeah. Um, Jurassic World is getting a game, and it's continuously getting like teased. If you go to the Jurassic World Twitter, they keep like showing off different like dinosaurs looking through like leaves and stuff, but like you can tell it's a video game. Whether it's like what was that Jurassic Park game that came out a few years ago? Evolution?
The Lego one?
No. The one where you could build your own park.
The only Dude, the only thing I can think of is a Minecraft mod where you could build your own Jurassic World.
No, there's
That's
you in Minecraft. There's an actual Jurassic Park
fuck you.
game where you can build your own park, like kind of like Roller Coaster Tycoon. I think it was
Dude, I don't know.
I think it was Evolution. But so this is gonna be the next. Maybe it's the next game in that series. I don't know. I don't. I think
The only dinosaur game I know is like Ark, dude.
the last Jurassic Park game I played was like Operation Genosis.
Jurassic World Evolution
Yeah.
is what,
Okay.
like
Yeah.
you said,
So maybe we're gonna.
$45 on Steam.
Yeah. Hey, $5. That's worth a play.
45.
Oh, geez. I thought you said five. I was like, $5. I might just go buy that right now. But I mean, it wasn't bad from the reviews. Like people really liked it. So it's not my kind of game. And
Understandable.
so 2K, big publisher, right? Publishes Rockstar's games, publishes Borderlands games, ton of shit. They had a pretty big leak today for their E3 kind of announcements. So there's a new spin-off Borderlands game coming, and the main pivotal character is Tiny Tina, which I think
Fuck yeah.
Borderlands 2, they had like a whole DLC around her, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. It was the second one. She did. It was a like Dungeons and Dragons themed thing where she was the dungeon master.
Yeah, I
Pretty cool.
don't care about that character. I mean, I just have no knowledge.
Fucking love that character. Her backstory is actually really fucking brutal.
We'll see what it's like. I wonder how this game's gonna play. Like, is it gonna be a typical like open world Borderlands game, or is there gonna be like a smaller, like streamlined, just story based game?
Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting.
Because it's not made. I don't think it's not being made by the actual Borderlands team. So,
Dude, I don't know.
we'll see. And then another one which Jared will be pretty excited about. So XCOM, or like a Gears tactic game, is being made for Marvel. So we'll see how that turns out. That's a pretty big announcement. XCOM meets Marvel, Gears Tactics kind of style game.
That sounds horrible.
Well,
Unless they really, really surprise me, a Marvel game in that kind of setting just sounds like shit.
I mean, it depends. I said the same thing about
Well,
Gears, but it worked out.
Here's the reason I say that though. That's also taking into account the Avengers game.
Right.
That's why I'm less excited because, like, Marvel does movies, not games.
So Marvel, with their Marvel's games, like they're 2-for-1 right now. Like the Marvel Spider-Man, obviously the best one they've made so far, and then Miles Morales is second to that, but it's still a good game. And then the bad is Avengers, but it's a pretty big bag. Like, how do you mess up an Avengers game, especially with Square Enix making it?
Yeah.
But it was just a weird partnership. But so apparently that's getting DLC. They're working on a Guardians of the Galaxy game, and
That I'm interested in.
yeah, and then obviously like Marvel Spider-Man 2 is being worked on right now. That should be getting like announced sometime this year. Real quick Destiny news, they showed off the first screenshot from Witch Queen, and so I'll get the image and I'll put it up here. If you go back to their original concepts for D1, we were actually supposed to go to a lot of these places we're going to now, like Europa, a lot of places on Earth. And one of the things they had was old Chicago. And, you have the main city, and then you have like this outer tree, like nothing but forest and stuff like that. And that's what they showed. So whether it's like that's going to be the new open space, or whether it's just you're going there for a few missions, kind of like the missions when you go to the city, like in the original Destiny campaign. But I am beyond excited for that. And that armor, or that helmet that you see, that full armor's already been like leaked out for a few months as well. But hopefully that's good. They are going to be sharing more, and we'll probably get like a first trailer, they said, by the end of the summer. So
Really?
yeah. Yep, they said we'll definitely be seeing more by the end of the summer, but we should be getting like teasers here by the end of the summer going into like October. Can you believe we're already halfway through 2021? This time
It is pretty crazy. Yeah.
It's been flying.
It felt really slow at first, and now it feels like it's picking up.
Yeah, I mean, it feels slower than last year. Obviously, like last year had so much shit going on, but like this year's been pretty fucking fast. And I guess it's just because we're getting old, so it's going by faster and faster. So before we get to Battlefield, we got kind of our first big GTA 6 credible rumor. So he goes by Tom Henderson on Twitter. I'll try to remember linking him down below. His credentials go back so he's leaked almost every single Call of Duty for the past like 4 or 5 years. He's
Damn.
leaked the new Battlefield stuff. He's leaked the new trailer. He's leaked what game? He leaked Red Dead Redemption 2 coming out before it was even announced. So pretty substantial guy. He has people in all places, and especially Rockstar. So a few weeks ago, I forgot to mention it. So GTA 6 is in modern times. He says that's what it is. And then he said for the new game system they're working on is they're actually going to make the stock market work in GTA 6.
Oh, like they said they're going to do in GTA 5?
So the way it's going to work, he said the way it was described to him by a Rockstar employee, some missions will pay you in crypto, like in-game cryptocurrencies. And then based off the in-game stock market, that will determine how much it is. So you can invest in the stock market and make more money. And let's say if someone we'll use Bitcoin just because everyone. Let's say they pay you 0.6 Bitcoin, and that's worth $2,000. Well, the way he explained it was, in one GTA day that might be $2,000, but the next it might be 40,000. So they're gonna have an actual. They're trying to make an actual in-game economy. He says it's in really early stages for that, but it should be ready for the release. But
Sick.
they are trying to make their own in-game economy with that.
That is honestly really fucking cool.
He hasn't said anything about where it's going to take place, but he said he would be pretty stunned if it wasn't Vice City. So Vice City modern times. So it fits in with what they did, with 4, we went to Liberty City modern times because 3 was, a little bit in the past. And then with 5, obviously we went back to Los Santos and everything in modern times. And so it makes sense that we go to Vice City in modern times. So yeah, our first actual big credible rumor for a game that's not going to come out for 2-3 years. Which it may be even longer. It is.
Yeah.
It's hard to say this, but if people would just stop supporting Rockstar in GTA 5, we'd probably get that game a little faster.
Probably.
But they're just sitting
But
back.
I also want them to take their time. If they put the effort in,
sure.
If they make this in-game economy, if this is actually, if they make a game better than what GTA 5 was, that's huge because GTA 5 was great. Right. I mean, it really was a great game. Is a great game because it hasn't died yet.
It's the game of this generation, for a lot of people. I mean, it's the best-selling game besides Minecraft.
It's the game of the past few generations.
Yeah, it's funny. So on PS2, we got 5 GTAs, and GTA 5 is about to be on its fucking. I mean, what? You have the original.
Oh,
Xbox.
It is on its third.
Well, no. So you got. Yeah, it is on its third now. Yeah, it's crazy. And PC, so you can make it 4 if you want. Fourth system. It's nuts. But as long as they keep making money, why release the game? I mean, I want them to. I would rather them take as much time as they need and get another GTA 5 level experience. But on the other hand, I'd prefer. It's time for GTA 6 to come out.
Yeah.
It's been time, but it's time. This would have been the perfect year to drop GTA 6. Nothing's coming out. You would have the whole year to yourself.
As long as it drops by 2023, as long as we get it within 10 years, if it's 11 years or more, that's fucked. Between games, I'm okay with it going to 10 if it is the best game we ever fucking touch. But if it isn't, that's a problem.
Yeah, I mean, so we're 2 years away from 10-year anniversary for GTA 5. I'm sure we'll get a 10-year anniversary fucking bundle shit with that. But I mean, I get they were making Red Dead in between that.
Yeah.
But dude, I mean, 10 years.
And Red Dead was really good, so I can't even fault them there.
No, I mean, Red Dead was great, but they made Red Dead in 5 years.
Yeah.
So
and then they abused the multiplayer to this day.
We don't. Rest in peace, dude, that multiplayer.
I just hope they fucking do something to bring that multiplayer back.
I don't think they will. I think it's at the point where that player base is so low. I know there's still people getting on every day and playing it.
Oh no, there are a lot of people who still play it.
Right,
I mean, that player base is still pretty big.
Very low, compared to what it was at.
Well, pretty GTA 5 too.
Yeah. So if I was a businessman like at Rockstar, it's like, okay, like people are gonna buy this game anyways just to play the story. Not a lot of people are playing multiplayer. Why would I support this multiplayer when we got fucking GTA? People are
Mm.
paying hundreds of dollars to fucking buy flying cars and yachts. Like, here, we'll do this. But it's gonna
See,
be.
the thing with
Go
the
ahead.
thing with that is when I get back into it, because obviously we haven't played those in a while. If I get back into Red Dead 2 and I play the online, I'll play the online for about a week, maybe two. If I get back into GTA, I play it for like a day or two. I can't stay into GTA Online anymore. Like I used to. I used to stay into it every time I got into it, but
Yeah.
now it's like it's not there. It's getting old. But Red Dead is just still feels so good to play that.
Well, they missed. I feel like with Red Dead's multiplayer, they missed a lot of opportunities with one, not having a private match.
Mm.
Because me and you talked about it pretty heavily, like of us doing like a role play series
Oh yeah.
in that game, but we can't do it because there's not a private match. And like we were writing stories and stuff, and we were gonna have like this full big thing to
I still
record.
have all the stuff for it.
Same, and they haven't released a way to do private games. So, and it would be hard. And the reason why we haven't done it is because like it would be so hard for us to like set up these big events and not have just randoms come or and come
Exactly.
and fuck it up. I mean, people just walk by and shoot you for no reason. So
Yeah.
it would be more of a hassle. So, but also like with the update, you could do so much with that game, and they haven't. And
Well, that's the thing is they do like literal like less than gigabyte updates. They add little game modes in. They add little events like they have in GTA 5, but they don't add big updates. They don't add new things. Like
well, yeah, where's the
right now
heist?
they've got the Red Dead Online legendary and infamous bounties. So they have additional bounty hunter stuff. So remember we were playing, we got to the highest rank in bounty hunter. They added more since we played, and there was like more ranks. I think double, like up to 20 or some shit. And now there's a third one. So they're just adding on to what's already there. Which don't get me wrong, the stuff that's in there is great, but there's only so much of it.
Well, there's so
I
many
don't know.
little activities that you can do as well.
Yeah.
You know, this is a heist. Like Red Dead Redemption 2 was great for its heist. Where's the fucking heist? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? This game was supposed to have big heists. You
It
know,
was.
robbing trains, robbing banks, like doing what we did in the fucking campaign. Where
Well,
is that?
everyone said, "Oh, it's going to be like GTA 5," where when GTA 5 Online released, there was nothing. The heist came out a year or two
Yeah,
later.
about
So everyone's
year
like,
and a half.
"It'll
Yeah.
happen with Red Dead. It'll happen with Red Dead," and it has it. And they're like, "Fuck."
Yeah, here we
But
are
I will say
3 years
they've
later.
changed some of the stuff, like the robbing the trains and things. Like there used to be nothing on trains. Now there's at least some loot on trains for you to take, but it isn't a heist. It's not a full
Right.
thing.
Yeah, we're 3 years in the Red Dead 2. Isn't that
Yeah,
weird?
fuck Rockstar. It is weird. That is weird.
I need to beat it
I've
on
almost through my
PC as well.
You
Like,
do. I'm almost through my playthrough on PC and I keep stopping.
it's just so hard because, like, I mean, we've talked about it. Like, it's a slow time, so like we're playing backlog games. But for us, we're playing games that like we've played before, just even more. Like we've been playing Dying Light recently.
Yeah,
And then
need to
obviously,
play some of that.
yeah, obviously we're continuing that Destiny grind. Um, so we'll see where Rockstar takes us. I mean, they're gonna be silent for 2 years at least.
Oh shit, for sure.
Because GTA 5, they showed off a teaser GTA 5 a year before it came out, and then like 3 months before the game actually came out, they released the first trailer. So we got a long time to wait. I'll never forget
Oh
that
yeah.
first trailer. But so let's get on to the big event that happens early next week. The day I've been waiting for a while. Battlefield, new game, Battlefield 6. I'm pretty sure it's just called Battlefield. Jared,
Yeah.
we'll be reacting to it next week. So,
Ew.
because it's Tuesday or Wednesday of next week, the 9th. So, what
Fuck
are
yeah.
some of your wish lists? So, you got to take in mind it is modern combat. So what is like some wish lists that you have, or some things that you want for sure to be in this game?
Oh god. Destructing like or the like destructible environments
So
like
in
the
Battlefield 4, they call them Levolution.
Levolution. Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry.
Whatever.
That was
Yeah.
so fucking cool. If not, I don't necessarily need the big events, like the big ones, like the building falling. Like that's cool. I could live without it. I don't need it, but I really want like everything around me just be able to be fucking destroyed. Like if I wanted to take apart, like I don't know, if there was a car in the middle of the street, if I shot a rocket at it, I could literally like make it nothing, like a burning pile.
Right. Like I want to.
Everything indestructible. Like
Right.
that'd be awesome.
So you're talking more Battlefield 3 instead of 4. Because Battlefield 3, you
Kinda.
could take down buildings all the time, like the smaller
Yes.
buildings.
Yes. So that's what I mean. Taking it on the smaller buildings, like doing that, but then there can also be a levolution that's fine. But I
Right.
want to be able to destroy the environment aside from levolution.
Right.
And big maps. I want them to keep the big maps. Like the one I don't remember what game it was, but the big satellite. You remember that one?
Yeah, and Battlefield 4.
Yeah, I fucking love that map. There's just I want them to keep the big shit. I know they're gonna,
Well, they
but
will
I
because we're getting more players. We're getting almost double the players now.
so I want big or bigger maps. I want everything to be fucking blown up. I want to be able to shoot the ground enough so I can do like a fucking 10-foot hole if I just bomb it with a tank. Like I just want fun shit like that. I want the guns to feel good. I feel like guns felt good in Battlefield 3, and then once Battlefield 4 was out for a while, they felt good. But when Battlefield 4 first launched, I didn't like the way they felt
Well, a
as
lot of
much.
guns didn't have recoil when it first launched.
Yeah, that's yeah. I wanted to, you know, I want the squads to be fine tuned because I don't in Battlefield 4, I always thought it was weird how you could have 5, but the other games were only 4. So I want them to set a number and make it that. I mean, shit, make it 6. So please have it so you can have a lot of friends in one squad. But if you're gonna do that, keep it that. You can't mix match nothing like that. It's 6. No, if there's a game mode, other game modes are gonna have that can have 6. Don't or decrease it to 3. Don't decrease it to 4. It's 6 or something. Like it doesn't have to be 6. I'm just giving an example. Fine tune that, but also since we have the roles, you've got like the assault, the medic, the support, and the sniper. Give us some fifth one. Give us a way to give us a fifth a thing. Like, don't get me wrong, I love the classes that are in there, but just give us something new. Just toss us something that might be a little bit different, a little bit fresh, especially since it's modern. Give us something that's like really new, like Space Force or some gay shit. Obviously, that's not. I don't want a Space Force, but you know what I'm saying. Um, Other than that, I mean, vehicles, keep them the way they were. I think vehicles were pretty good. Um,
Just
the
don't make them
upgrades were
Battlefield 4 helicopters.
yeah,
Make them Battlefield 3 helicopters.
yeah, that's fair. I meant like I was thinking more tanks because I fucking love the
Oh,
tanks
tanks,
in Battlefield 4.
I will give Battlefield this. Their tanks are pretty well balanced. They've always kind of
Yeah,
been well balanced. Obviously, I didn't play 5 a lot, so I can't speak to that game.
yeah, I like the tanks in 4 were good because if you had like a squad with you that played and knew the game well, you could make a tank last the entire game. I mean, don't get me wrong, it'd be close calls and stuff, but you can make it last, and I like that kind of playability. Now the helicopters, I don't know. You're right. I think those should be a little bit Battlefield 3. But oh, that's another thing. Absolute need. Don't bring back every single map that there was before. Give us new content. Like there are a few maps. Metro,
Bring back,
obviously, give us
bring it.
just bring us. Yeah, of course, give us Metro again. I don't want remakes of every single map in Battlefield 4. I don't want Shanghai. I don't want the I know I like it, but I don't want the array map, like the one with the satellite. I don't want all of those again. There's like 3 maps that we can get again, Metro being one of them,
Get back to
right?
Karkan. Like you can bring that map back. Like that's a classic map.
Arkan,
And then Operation
Caspian Border.
Firestorm or Caspian Border. You can interswap those two, whichever one.
Yeah, absolutely. But like after that, if you're gonna do it, either make it like the small, like when you take like a small chunk of that map, it's like the team deathmatch ones. So you can do that, or make it like, 3 years into the game, it's like, all right, we're gonna toss you a few of the old maps because people want them now. But like for the first year, 2 years, all new content. I want new maps. We need the bigger maps. You can't remake maps like because they're gonna be too small for the new player base. So that's the last thing I think that I need.
Okay.
How about you?
So you go into like the destruction of how I want it to be a mix of Battlefield 3 and 1. My favorite like Battlefield moments happened a lot in Battlefield 1.
That's fair.
One of my favorite maps of all time in any Battlefield game is in Battlefield 1, and it's the mountain one.
It's in the Italy one, the Italian one.
I forget where it's at. No, French Alps, I think. But anyways, that map's great. like fighting up a mountain, and there's a big blimp above you. So the way I want this to work is, so in Battlefield 4, all the destruction went into like this big event. Like we talked about Shanghai, right? You would destroy that building, it would fall down, cool. But like they sacrificed a lot of destruction in other parts of the map just for that, right? And
Yeah.
in Battlefield 4 also, they had the map where you could damage the dam, and the dam would rush down, and a bunch of water would come out,
Yes,
right?
that was awesome.
Right, but
Also, Mount Grappa.
yeah, Mount Grappa, great map. But they sacrificed destructibility on all the other buildings. So with Battlefield 1, it was a nice change because stuff really wasn't destructible, but like the big event like made an impact, but it didn't make such a big impact, right?
Yeah.
So what I want Battlefield 3 level destructibility with like smaller buildings and shit like that. And then I want the big events to be like Battlefield 1. So Battlefield 1 on the desert map, you had the big train that would come in and you could destroy it or get on it. You had the giant blimp on Mount Grappa. You had
Yeah, they need to bring back the gargantuan ships. You had the battleship, the train,
the
blimp, and then there was a fourth one they added.
Yeah,
but it was like it wasn't the one of those were the 3 launch ones. They need to absolutely bring those back with the destructibility.
Bring a style of those back, whether and like have those be the like, dude, I will never forget like being on the top of Mount Grappa, seeing that fucking blimp come down, and just that Battlefield 1's underrated. People hate on that game. That game was very underrated.
It really was.
And
fun game.
So yeah, I want a mix of those. I don't really want Battlefield 4 big one scale things falling down. I want everything to be destructible. I also feel like with their map design, they're leaving too much open space. I feel like what worked for a lot of Bad Company 2 and Battlefield 3 maps was there was a lot of buildings to go into and set up, and watching streets. With Battlefield 1, I get that that war lends itself to a lot of open areas, but even Battlefield 5, the maps are very open. You spawn and like you have to run to cover very far, and there was a lot of spawn dying in those games. So what I want is the map design to come back to Battlefield 4 and 3, where, and obviously, we're going back to modern times, where we're in these bigger cities, these bigger environments with buildings that you can get into, a lot of cover. That's the war and Battlefield games I like. Battlefield Bad Company 2 did it the best with that. I mean, everyone's favorite map is Operation Metro, and that game is a lot of cover. Like, there's a lot of cover in that. To hit on your point of the maps, I feel like this is going to be the last Battlefield game we get for a while. I think they're going to do it as like a games of service, right? So no season pass, that's free. They'll do like a battle pass, something like that. And this will be the one for the next 5-6 years, whatever. So the way I would do it, and I want it to be done, if you're going to bring back, like, let's say in one season, you're like, okay, we're going to bring back Operation Metro. Then you have to bring at least one new map with that. So anytime you're going to remaster map, don't just make that the only thing that's coming back. Bring something new. And don't just toss in maps. Like, don't just, this map's okay, we're just going to toss it in. No, make great maps. And I understand that's really hard to do. But spend the time and make great maps that people will remember, like Battlefield 3. Battlefield 3 had a lot of maps that people remember. For good reasons.
That's a really good point. We do need more great maps, and you're right, it is hard to do. But when you think about it, when we play COD, we're not like, how do I word this? It isn't like it's, there's all great maps and there's like 1 or 2 bad maps. It's like they're all pretty average or shit maps, with the exception of 1 or 2 maps that we fucking love.
Yeah.
And if I think back about it, like, that's how it's been a lot recently with a lot of games. What we need is like you said with Battlefield 3, like all fun, good, playable maps, and then 1 or 2, it's like, man, I don't want to fucking play this map right now. But like, we need it now. Like, we haven't had a good game recently. We haven't had the game with the quality to produce maps that we play on that are like, I fucking love this map, or like, this map isn't my favorite, but it's still a great map, or this map isn't my favorite, I don't like playing on it often, but when I do play on it, I have some good moments on it. It's always something positive. And then you have that one map I don't know. We'll call it fucking shipment. That's just like it's just not good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like we
like
need
Hackney
that
Yard.
kind of. Oh God, yes, that's good. Yeah, good one. Yes,
Yeah,
but that's
so
what we need.
I mean, it comes down to the Call of Duty thing. Like my issue with Call of Duty lately and why I haven't been playing as much is with multiplayer. Call of Duty is doing the opposite of what Battlefield should be doing. Call of Duty is
Yeah.
saying, "Hey, we're bringing back all these old maps." Right? They brought back Raid, Standoff, and they're putting them into like these playlists and like, "Hey, play these new maps." And you get Raid and Standoff a lot. When I've been playing League play recently, I'm getting Standoff all the fucking time. Don't get me wrong, I love Standoff. But I played that so many times in Black Ops 2. In Raid,
Yeah.
I love Raid, but I played that. And the problem with Cold War is their new maps aren't good. Like compared like their maps I think in general are just average. And see with Modern Warfare, all the maps were shit besides like two that were like really
Yeah.
good, right? So Call of Duty's just like, hey, here's this nostalgia, Battlefield did that and it bit them in the butt. And I think it's time that
Call of Duty
Battlefield
gets treated
steps up.
badly.
Yeah,
Uh,
Battlefield steps up and they're like, hey, here's new content. Here's new content, not reused content, because that's lazy. Here's new content. I feel like Bungie does this the best with like bringing back old content. They don't just like Battlefield 4 and Black Ops Cold War. It's the same map. They just throw it into the game.
mhm.
With Bungie, they change like even though we just got VOG, there's different mechanics now. They changed it. It's not the same raid, but it's still familiar, right? And you know, the EDZ, like it's the same, but it's different. They added new things into it. They changed this and that, bring back old weapons. They make them shoot differently. They maybe give them new exotic perks or
Do you
catalysts.
mean the Cosmodrome?
Yeah, Cosmodrome, sorry.
Yeah.
So they change it enough to where it feels fresh. Destiny, even when they add old content, it feels fresh. Call of Duty doesn't do that,
Sure.
and Battlefield in the past hasn't done that. They've just taken the old maps and went, "Hey, they're in the game now." So, and one thing I'll say, which Call of Duty also doesn't do, and this is going to be hard in a first-person shooter game, make the battle pass worth buying for $10. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't mean putting weapons in the battle pass. I like even if they're free, I think that's bullshit. Everyone should just have new weapons. If you're gonna put new weapons in the season, release them day one, and then like halfway through the season, maybe towards the end of the season, hey, here's more new weapons.
Yeah.
But what should be worth grinding for is cool cosmetics, right? Cool vehicle. What?
You said worth grinding for, and it made me think of Mulan, a girl worth grinding for.
Oh God.
Sorry.
Cool cosmetics. Maybe like I don't know if you're gonna add weapons, don't make them so super overpowered like Call of Duty does as well. Like the LC-10, the new sniper, the shotguns. Like make them balanced, please.
Yeah.
Don't make them overpowered so people feel like they have to pay to get it now. And I feel like Bungie, just to go back to them, I feel like their battle pass system's the best that we've seen so far, besides Fortnite's.
It really, yeah. No,
Like,
I give that to you.
we give Fortnite a lot of shit, but they did the battle pass system very well. Cool cosmetics, cool skins, like different things. Bungie's like the second best. I mean, they give you things in the game that like help you, right? Ascendant shards help level up your gear, but you have to work for it. You can't even buy tiers right now. They don't let you buy tiers till the last month.
Yeah.
So Battlefield, like, you need to take from certain things and say, okay, let's not let people just get all the way to 100 immediately. Let's make them work for it. But what's going to come down to it is the maps being good and there being a ton of maps. That's the next thing. Don't launch with 8 or 10 maps. This is a big game with big people. This game needs to launch with like 14, 15 good maps. And then the seasons need to be fast. Like there needs to be a season within the first 3 months of like, hey, like, you know, if the launch was great, here's more content and just keep going. To go back or to go on to your point about guns, Battlefield 4 was pretty bad at first with gun recoil, and a lot of the guns do feel samey. Battlefield 1, I think, did a phenomenal job of like separating itself. But the only thing I will say is there's so little guns in that era that you can like use. They have to feel different, right?
Yeah.
Now we're going to the Modern Combat again. It's time, you go back in, you take a look at Battlefield 3, because when you use a FAMAS in Battlefield 3, that gun feels way different than like an M16A3. And the pistols, using a Magnum versus like the they had the Glock and the M19. Like those guns feel very different. So just make sure that the guns feel great. And honestly, besides that, like I feel like the games have been, like, Battlefield games have been solid. Like the netcode's really good.
It's just the fan base being picky, I think.
Yeah, the TTK is good. Like
Yeah.
to Battlefield's credit, like they've been better than Call of Duty for a little bit of time, like quality wise. It's just they haven't had, like, Battlefield 3 was like the peak, and they haven't came back. Like Call of Duty, you have to give them, like, they had Modern Warfare 2, that was the peak, but then they had Black Ops 2 as an even bigger peak, and then MW3 was a peak, and then Black Ops 3 was also a peak. Battlefield hasn't had that. They had Battlefield 3, which was like the greatest, Battlefield 4, which was just a worse version of Battlefield 3, and then 1 was good, but it wasn't Battlefield 3, and then 5 was just trash.
Yeah, and 5 had potential. That's what's sad.
I mean, best battle royale, like, and like Battlefield's always looked great. And one thing I love about like Battlefield 1, I know they carried it on to Battlefield 5, but I love, like, in Battlefield 1, like, your weapons getting dirty. Like, you lay on the ground, you can see your character have mud on them.
Yeah.
The weapons getting mud on them, water on it. Like, that game's gonna look amazing on PC. So for that, I hope they do well. I'm rooting for them next week. I really am. I know it's EA, but I'm really rooting for DICE next week. They really need Battlefield to be good. And also have a kick-ass trailer. Battlefield 5 trailer is ass. Battlefield 1's trailer is fucking phenomenal. Bring that back. Let's get a good Battlefield 5 trailer. But yeah, that's it this week. That's all I got. Yeah, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. If you're on Spotify, YouTube, whatever, please share. Next week we'll be reacting to, like, the first day of E3 and then Battlefield, obviously. Yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Thank you for watching Conversation Colons podcast.